Welcome to Declutter for Change, the podcast where we clear the visible and invisible clutter from your mind, body, soul, and home to make room for the life you actually want to live and love. I'm your host, Heather Clark. Today we have our guest Tammie Polk explaining how coloring can help with decluttering our lives. Tammie is an award-winning speaker, coach, and author of over 200 books. Her professional mantra is, I write my way through life and business, and writing is my cross. Since September 2015, she has used the written word to push, press, stretch, and challenge women to do more, better, and greater. A married, homeschooling mother of three, Tammie believes in showing women what's possible and helping authors have fun with their book brands without tainting the mission and the message of their books. She knows what it's like to be raised as an overachiever and how it can take years to overcome that. In her spare time, she enjoys writing fiction, gaming, watching wrestling, and eating cookies. Hello, and welcome back to Declutter for Change podcast. Today we have Tammie, who her bio was amazing. And the fact is, 200 books written so far. I'm sure she's got a few on the back end. From somebody who hasn't even written one, I am just mind blown. So welcome, Tammie. Welcome. How are you doing?
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Yes. So my question is, how on earth does somebody write 200 books in their lifetime? And you're only midway through your life. Like, you've probably got another 200 to go. Like, how did you get into being a coach, the speaker, and writing this many books?
Actually, my writing journey began when I was 11.
Oh, wow.
I was fortunate to have a teacher who encouraged my parents never to stop me from writing. But I didn't learn anything about publishing until my mid-30s.
Oh, wow.
And now, of course, by then, most of the things that I had written way back were gone, with the exception of the things that I wrote in college. So it's 2015, and someone tells me about Kindle Direct Publishing on Amazon. And I am a techie person. And I'm sitting there, I'm reading all the things, and I'm like, I can actually do this myself. Because now I grew up in the age of Random House, Magali Hoffman, all the big Penguin House and all the big textbook, producer people. So I followed the process, and I'm like, okay. And then the next morning, my cell phone starts buzzing to the point that it hit the floor. And I'm like, who died?
Oh, no.
Because,
but it wasn't that. We know that.
Right. My phone is buzzing and all the things is vibrating. And I'm literally watching it skeet across my nightstand and just boom. So I pick it up, and I have an email from Kindle Direct Publishing that said that my Kindle book had gone live. And I'm like,
oh.
I'm sorry, what? So I opened the email and I clicked the link, and there it is, my first Kindle book, From One King's Daughter to Another, Understanding Your Value. And so I posted it on social media, and immediately came the naysayers.
Of course.
You wrote a book? That doesn't have your name on it. Yes, it does. It's right there. So the writing bug stayed attached to my shoulder. Like, if you ever meet me in person, you can kind of see him on this right hand.
You can see it like a little notebook.
He's sitting up there. And I literally started writing my second book the very next day.
Wow.
I want to say by the pandemic or right before the pandemic, I was close to 100.
Wow.
I was close to 100. And what happened was that I have both books and workbooks. So I wasn't counting the way that the publishing industry counts. And when I started to count that way, that elongated the number. Because as most people know with Amazon, Amazon looks at a Kindle, a paperback, a hardback, an audiobook, CD
Mm-hmm.
project as separate things. So I went to my mentors and I was like, would it be fair if I did that? And she says to me, she says, everything has a separate ISBN number, doesn't it? I said, well, yeah. And she says, well, honey, it's all separate. So I'm like, okay.
So you're like, all right, add
Let's
to the
spin
list.
the block. Back to the drawing board. I'm back to the drawing board. And my first goal actually was 125. I wanted to have 125 by my birthday. One year, I am trying very hard to remember what year that was. No, it was 2020.
Oh, there you
It
go.
was
Yep.
2020. I wanted to be at 125. I was at 88 in January, and um, I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis,
Oh, wow.
and I was told that I needed to finish anything that I was writing because there was a 65% chance that I would lose the use of my hands.
My goodness, what a
Yeah.
like words aren't even coming out. Like to get that something you've just spent years doing and you have a
Yes.
goal and then now you're told, oh, you have a 65% chance of losing that ability
Yeah.
to do it. Like
Just
absolutely would have floored me.
yeah, it did. So that was exactly what happened. I did temporarily lose the use of my hands. But I was reminded that I still had my voice.
Yep.
So, with the help of my accountability squad, one of whom is in Florida, one who's in Colorado, and one
Oh,
who's in
wow. I love
Georgia,
technology because your accountability
in
does
that
not
whole
necessarily have to be in the
technology
room.
thing, I, with what hand and leg strength I had, and voice strength, I recorded 27 audiobooks in 4 days.
The audience can't see how wide my eyes are right now, but I'm sure yours are just as wide. Can you repeat that again? You did how many books in 4 days?
27 audiobooks in 4 days, ranging from 20-minute reads to hour and a half reads.
And here I am just trying to do an email that's like a 2-second read.
Yes.
My goodness.
And I finished on August 10th. My birthday is August 11th.
Oh my goodness, look at you.
I finished on August 10th at 11:23 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Wow.
And as I was going back to my room, my oldest daughter, who's 22, was awake at the time. She was watching, just watching up for me and everything. And as I was literally sliding down to the floor because I also had issues with my legs, and I said to her with tears in my eyes, I said, I did it. I'm done.
Wow. What a moment.
So, of course, she comes and gets my laptop out of my hand and helps me up off the floor.
Yeah.
And
She's like, you can let go of it now.
yeah, she gets me up off the floor and
Yeah.
everything. And so I'm So the morning of my birthday, I woke up to graphics. My coaches had made me graphics to put with my recordings.
Hmm.
So I spent the morning of my birthday getting all of my audio recordings up on PayHip because my website couldn't hold some of my files.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, I had a lot to say. And so when I made my I'm still alive, made it to my birthday, God is good, all the things. By the way, I reached my goal using audiobooks. Here's the link, and everybody's just chaos and pandemonium. But I met the goal.
That
I
is
did.
fantastic.
And and everybody was like, okay, so you're gonna stop now, right? I'm like, surely you just
Surely you don't know me then.
like Tweety said, he don't know me very well, do he? So I I said, you know what? I said, I'm gonna get to 200, a nice round, even number. And I put it on Facebook. I said, who wants to come along for the ride? So I actually built an accountability group where I updated them on my progress. And I says, I am going to have this 200 done by December 31st, 2024. I don't know if you guessed it. I'm a little bit of an overachiever.
I'm pretty sure not just the guests, but the listeners are also part of that category. Hence why we're having you on as a guest.
It's a little bit. I met my goal on December 15th.
There you go. Well, then you must have stopped to, actually enjoy your holidays, right?
Yeah, I reached the goal on the 15th. And but also during that time, that was when the coloring book decided to help reign supreme. My and actually, it's quite funny because Leslie Wright is actually one of my accountability coaches. She helps me with with blocks and working through things and all
Mhm.
the things. And she came to me in July of 2025. And she says to me, she says, Tammie, she says, I got this. She's like, I got this idea. She says, I got this God idea. And you just hear me out. And I'm like, okay, I know I'm not going to understand anything she says for the next 27 minutes. I said, so, okay, so all right, let's go. And she was like, God gave me this vision, to teach people coloring books and healing the heart, mind, soul, and spirit through coloring, which is totally possible. If you've ever done color by number, that is one of the most freeing things you can ever do. So I'm sitting there listening to her, and we're on a messenger call, and I am smiling like a Cheshire cat. Most people don't like it when I'm smiling and quiet.
They're like, oh, what's going on?
Yeah,
What's going on
there's
behind the
something going
eyes?
on in the brain cells. And she was like, Tammie, why are you smiling at me? And I said, I started creating coloring books 4 years ago. You what?
Oh, because, on top of all the other audiobooks and all that stuff. Oh, during a pandemic too, by the way, just for anyone else. She's like, you know what? Let me just do a side business of coloring books. Because one day this might make sense. Oh, well, you figured out that day.
So she comes to me, and we she says, you are the creation piece. She's like, Canva, Zoom, and Amazon. That's like the holy
Yep.
trifecta of color. Like it's always something. Zoom and Amazon. Trust me. Like you can fill that first part in with pretty much anything.
Yep.
And it's still going to involve Zoom and Amazon
There you go. Perfect.
when you get done. So I came into the classes. I sat down with it beforehand, and I was just going back through the process and getting through the newer nuances of Canva, because 2025 Canva and 2021 Canva ain't the same
No, they
Canva.
definitely were not. Heck, 2025 and 2026 are not even the same. So,
No. So I got into all of the nuances and all the things, and remembering how I did this and how I moved that and what font was this and why did it this and how did I need to save it because the pages were huge. And
yep.
so once I got reacquainted with the process, I started helping with teaching the classes. We do them via Zoom because I'm in Memphis, Tennessee. Leslie's in Greensboro, North Carolina.
Yep.
So through the power of technology, we have been able to see some amazing, amazing things. Has that added to my book count? Of course it
Of
has.
course it has. And of course, we're going to consider coloring books part of your book count for sure.
Yes, because as I tell our coloring books students, Amazon considers you to be an author. They don't care what it is.
Yep.
They
That's
don't
awesome.
care. So stop saying that you're not an author because you did a coloring book or a picture book. According to Amazon,
Yep. That's being
you're
an author.
you're an author. You just have fun with life by creating coloring books. So now if you throw my coloring books and coloring book style journals into the mix, then you come up with the lovely number of about 218.
Oh my
So
goodness.
yeah, because there was some side quests in there, a few special
So you had a
levels.
side quest to the side quest that was the quest?
Yeah, pretty
Hmm.
much.
I'm sure the listeners are like, yeah, no, I recognize that. I've had side quest to side quest to side quest for sure.
I tell people all the time, a lot of cookies were harmed along my authorship journey, and many naps were necessary.
Oh, naps are great. They reset the body, the mind, the soul so well.
Yes, yes. So that is where I am. I tell people all of the time, I am having the time of my life.
That
I
is fantastic.
am. I have never called myself a big kid at heart. I am strictly a big kid. Uh,
Period.
I I'm a big I was a teacher for 8 years, taught pre-K to second grade, so I knew how to have fun with third graders were considered grown people to me, and I don't like grown people.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then when I tell people that my professional degree is actually in psychology, according now, that opens up a whole nother can of worms. Because they were like, what crackerjack box did you get a psychology degree out of? Like, we need to talk to whoever approved that.
Oh, that's hilarious. So
Yeah.
my question is, when we were talking before pressing record on the podcast, we were talking about the fact of coloring and how the steps to doing that and everything leads to actually decluttering in your own life itself. So can you tell me whether it's personal or even people you've worked with that have been like, excuse me, coloring? What do you mean coloring can help me declutter my mind, my body, my soul, etc.? Like, please, you're crazy.
So there was one lady who came to me. She was an author and is an author. And she said, Tammie, I don't want to do a coloring book because it's going to taint my book brand. No, it's not.
Yep.
And she was like, well, you just don't get it. I took a sip of my Dr. Pepper.
Good drink, by the way.
It's very good. And I told her, I says, let me walk you through one of my book brands. Not only is it about cookies, but there is a coloring book. There is a planner with coloring pages in it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have cookie themed characters
Oh,
that
that's
can
awesome.
be colored. So as we were walking through her book content, her workbook content, and we started talking about how the coloring doesn't mess up her brand, she started saying, okay, I can drop a coloring page there. I can create a coloring page about that. I can create a coloring page about that. I said, you have 15 affirmations
Mm-hmm.
in your book. Put each one of those on a page because
Yep, because then people can just color as they're in between or as
people
they're, yep.
can color it and just and all the things. So people have started to understand that adult coloring is more than what we make it.
Yep, because we associate it with children. We associate it with, there's nothing to it. It's just, okay, pen, paper, or crayons, paper, markers, paper. And it's like, but I know for a lot of the listeners too, it's the act of slowing down.
Slowing down. Exactly. That is one reason why I prefer color by number or
Mm,
color by whatever,
yep.
really. Because you can color by word, shape, number, letter, math problem.
Yep, exactly. There's so many options out.
Just some of that. But I enjoy watching a picture come together, even if I already know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So seeing the brown section come together, seeing the yellow section come together, and that green section over there, because sometimes your mind won't even let you register the fact that you know what it is until you get in there.
Mm-hmm. And that's also just the different shading. Am I going to
Shapes and
shade it this? Or am I going to do that? I'm going to
that
add colors to it. And it allows that creativity part of you to actually come through as opposed to go, 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 do this, do A, B, C, D, E, F, G. It's like coloring slows you down, allows that creativity part of you to come through. And then you get to go, oh no, this is fun.
right, because
Oh, this
it
is why
does the
kids enjoy
same
it.
thing to right, because it does the same thing to a child.
Yeah.
If you go into a restaurant, doctor's office, mechanic shop, bank, store, and they have a coloring section, it's for that child to chillax
Yep.
so that they can get candy after shopping.
And so the parents, they can also relax because their
Right.
child is doing something
Because
that is
the
not.
child
Yep.
right, because the child is relaxed. So when it comes to decluttering the mind, I shared this recently with our coloring book students, just 6 things that coloring will help them do. And as they are building their coloring book businesses, because we're not just teaching coloring books, we're talking about marketing and selling and securing sponsors and getting in the stores and booking speaking engagements and
Mhm. The whole
things
the whole
like
9
that.
yards.
The whole 9 yards. And I tell my sister there's 6 things that you have to remember. And everybody knows me for talking about cookies. Like I can relate everything back to cookies. It's
That's awesome.
scary at times,
It sounds like me
but
with plants. So,
but for me, the word cookie is an acronym.
oh,
So first you have your C. Coloring helps you to conquer your fears.
Mm.
And you may say, what do cookies and crayons have to do with fear? Well, it's because you either fear success, failure, the unknown, or all three.
Mm.
And even on the business side of it, you're like, well, I'm gonna put this coloring book out, but what do I do if somebody like wants 20? Okay, let us tell you how to go on Amazon and order that, and we're gonna get you a website set up. Okay, go over here, and so we teach how to handle the fear of success.
That's awesome.
Then with the fear of failure, we tell them, no, 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 no. You have what you say, even if it's negative.
Yep.
So failure isn't always tied to someone saying no. Sometimes failure is self-inflicted because of what we say, what we think, and what we do to make ourselves unhappy.
Mm.
Then
Yep.
there's the fear of the unknown. I am the only person in our coloring book network who has ever done a coloring book.
Really?
So people came into the course, they were like, I didn't know what this was. I didn't understand it. I'm just here to support Leslie, or I'm just here to support Tammie because I love them and how they do things. And now I'm watching women pay bills from coloring books.
That's
We
amazing.
had we had a student that between July of 2025 and January of 2026 to cross $10,000.
Wow. And that's not because she did 800 coloring books or 800
Just the one.
products or yep.
Just
That's
just
that's
just
amazing.
the one. But she did what we taught her.
Yep.
She did what we taught her. And then she had an audience already as well. So they loved her enough. They loved her to 10 grand. We have
Amazing. And
women
that's and counting.
and counting. Yes,
Yep.
we have women in our networks who are actively fighting cancer, who are paying for cancer treatments. We're
What
seeing women pay house notes, car notes. One lady's car got repossessed 3 days before class, and she made the money back the next week to get her car back.
that is insane.
We are seeing women do amazing things. We had one lady, she made a souvenir coloring book for her daughter who was graduating from high school. That's how she raised the money for her daughter's senior dues and senior activities.
That's amazing.
Now, if you got a kid in high school,
She will be in high school soon in September, but yes, and my son is just leaving.
yeah. So I'm going to say 3 words, 4 words that will probably scare you: high school senior cheerleader. Do the math.
See, I don't think the cheerleader thing is as much up here. Like I'm in
Yeah,
Canada, so it's not as
yeah, but
bad.
I'm just saying,
But
as far as the expense,
oh yeah, no, for her it's going to be the volleyball for sure. There's no doubt about that.
yay, team volleyball. I played volleyball in high school. Go volleyball players. That so there was that. And the second thing, and this is exactly what these ladies did, they had to open themselves up to learning new and different things.
Yes.
They had to.
Yep.
This was completely different than some of those ladies had ever done, and some of them just hit the ground running. I had one lady to tell me, she said, Tammie, the reason why I've created so many coloring books, she said, this is a sanity saver for me. She said, this is a break from reality for me. She says, I sit at work sometimes and create coloring books to keep from cursing folks out.
You know what? I'm going to say that is a fantastic alternative, because if she went with the, the latter part of it and cursed people out, she may not have that job. So coloring books are saving jobs.
Coloring books are saving jobs. That one was hilarious for me.
That is awesome.
Then they also have to get organized. They have to organize themselves, their thoughts, and their plans.
So I assume that's the second letter of cookie. Oh, that's the third.
Yeah,
okay.
2 O's.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, 2 O's. The first O was open yourself up to learning new and different things.
Perfect.
And then organize yourself, your thoughts, and your plans. So they have to get organized very quickly, because we teach them how to start selling coloring books by sharing the cover alone.
Oh, even before it's even finished.
Right. So we're pre-selling, and then we're in the back office and we're getting it together. We're getting it going. We're getting it up out there. And then, I'm telling them how to order and how to ship and everything. And then I'm like, you know what? All of these social media and quirky national days, I teach people to use them to their advantage.
Mm-hmm.
August 2nd is National Coloring Book Day. We should be getting on people's eternal nerves with posting our coloring books. So even though we taught the first class on July 26th, on August 2nd, I was like, hey guys, where are you?
Yep. Speak up. You got it.
Where are you? This is our day. And I told them, I said, as coloring book authors, March 31st and August 2nd are the days where you are allowed by the crayon gods to do the absolute most. March 31st is National Crayon Day.
There you go.
By Crayola, might I add.
That is awesome.
So you should be going absolutely bananas.
Yep.
On those 2 days. People should be ready to block you. Because every post, every live, every reel that you do is about a coloring book. But it's no different than National Authors Month and National Authors Day in November. It's no different than Domestic Violence Month, Mental Health Month, Black History Month, all of them.
Yep.
What on the calendar can you leverage from what you created? Your coloring books about mandalas, there's a whole International Peace Week.
Yep. Whatever your coloring book is about, there you would be able to find a day in this. Yep.
I tell people all the time, nationaldaycalendar.com is your friend.
Oh, there we go. We'll have that one in the show notes, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, nationaldaycalendar.com is your friend. So, like, for instance, my coloring book is called Girl, Go Eat a Cookie and Color. One of the days that I talk about that coloring book most is December 4th. Why? December 4th is National Cookie Day.
Ooh, noted.
December 4th is National Cookie Day. So people already know. They already expect me to be highly extra. Why? I write about, talk about, and color cookies.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
So then we have to COOK. Kill the naysayer noise and negative self-talk. There is always going to be someone, somewhere, sometime, somehow, some way who's going to have something to say about what you're doing.
Isn't that true? Especially now with the digital age, the way that we're, 100%.
It doesn't matter.
Yep.
Because this is the way that I look at it. They either want to do what you're doing, but they can't for some reason. They want to do what you're doing, but they don't know how to, and they would rather swallow kerosene in a lit match instead of asking you for help.
Yep. And they would
Or
rather talk you down so that you think
yes,
you can't do it, as opposed to learning themselves to actually get up to that level. Yep.
right, which they're not going to do.
No, and that's it.
Or they want to do it, but they don't understand how you make it work. And they're not going to ask you that either.
Yep. So they'd rather just naysay and
Right.
yeah.
And then that leads to the negative self talk, because depending on who this person is and the relationship and the position that they may hold in your life, you take what they say to heart.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they've known me since conception. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, but and that's the thing I know with my audience too, and even with myself, it's like, yeah, they may have known you even a year ago, 2
But
years,
they don't
5
know
years
you.
ago. They don't know you now. You have
Right.
changed. Even from the idea of, I want to do a book, I want to create a coloring book, to creating it and actually putting it public, you're totally different. You
Totally
are a
different.
totally different person.
Right.
So,
You have a new skill set
yep.
that is, dare I say, quick, because our classes are only about 2 hours long. And in that 2 hours, we teach creation, marketing, AI, email, all the things
Mm-hmm.
in those 2 hours. So they come out with systems. So even the way that you do things and the way that you carry yourself online starts to change.
Yep.
But like I said, because it's mom, because it's dad, because it's grandma, because it's the bestie, because it's somebody who tried it before and it didn't work out for
Don't we hear
them,
that saying before? Yes, we hear that a lot. Well, I tried it and it didn't work for me. So how can it work for you?
because I'm not you
Yep.
and you're not me.
Or I just got past the uncomfortable stage and continued still.
Yes.
Because
Then
a
there's
lot of
the
people quit before they actually get. How many memes have we seen of, like, they're digging holes or whatever, and just before he gets to the diamonds or whatever, he quits. Well, that's
yeah,
like with a lot of people. Right before you get to that breakthrough, you
it
have people
just
that quit.
yeah, it just whoop.
Yeah.
One of the social media quotes that I saved early on in Facebook, I'm talking 2010, 2011. It said, "Who are you making right by giving up on your dreams?"
Ooh.
I still have that graphic in
Ooh.
I have that graphic on everything. It's in both of my phones, it's on my computer. It literally says, "Who are you making right by giving up on your dreams?"
That is that is actually being written down right now.
Yeah.
Mic drop.
Yes. So, and because of that, it makes the I very difficult. I is for imagining your next.
Mm,
You can't imagine your next if C through K is jacked up.
yep.
If you're fearful, unwilling to learn, unorganized, and negative, you can't see your next.
Yep.
You can't. One of my biggest things, events that I do as a coach, is plan and color weekend. Everybody thinks that this is the most childish thing known to man, but August 1st is National Planner Day. August 2nd is National Coloring Book Day. But because I have planners, coloring books, and planners that have coloring pages in them, I marry the two.
Which makes sense. Why have one of everything? Why don't we just do it all?
So when August 1st and 2nd fall on Friday and Saturday, or Saturday and Sunday.
She is excited. I know you guys can't see how
Yes.
excited she is.
Because I am the person who goes to the store and buys all the planner stickers and highlighters and washi tape and gel pens and stickers and paper clips and post-it notes, and I make baskets, for everybody to have, their own supplies and all the things. And I have out probably about 4 or 5 6-foot tables, and that only 2 people per table. So you've got 3 feet
3 feet to figure it out.
of space. And then my planners are undated.
Oh, those are perfect. Yes. That is, I've never, I think 1 year have I got a planner that was dated. And when I
It
look
is the
back,
most frustrating thing known to
but
man.
not only that, but I think for me, what it was it was a matter of looking back and seeing a week or a couple days or whatever, that there was nothing in them. And that got my brain going, oh, look what you didn't do. Look at what you couldn't accomplish. Why couldn't you? Now, mind you, the time that happened, it was going through a whole lot of personal stuff, and I didn't give myself credit for that. But I think
Right.
that's why I like the undated. Like even the planner right now that I have, I just have blank pages and I write the date and I write what I'm doing. If I skip a date, oh, well, you don't notice visually, because I'm a very
Yes.
visual person. I don't see it. So therefore, I'm not going to, get down on myself and go, oh, look what you couldn't do. So I love the undated ones.
There's that C.
Mm-hmm.
There's that C, that second O, and that K robbing you of your I.
Yep.
Robbing you of your I. But the E is what's going to tie it all together. You got to eliminate the excuses.
Ah, there we go. And we have plenty of them as yes.
I have 7 classic ones that you are going to love.
All right, I got to hear them. Let's go.
Number 1, I'm broke. Coloring is probably one of the most inexpensive hobbies known to man.
Mm-hmm. That's why they have it in kindergarten, because you have 20 some odd whatever plus the
You can
crayons or whatever. Yeah.
You can have 2 colors and a sheet of paper and completely lose yourself.
Yep.
You can. So, when people say that, they can't get into it because of that, Canva has a free plan. We have a lot of people who use it. And then even when you go over to the publishing side of it, the print price per copy is under $3.
Oh, there you go.
So you can take 20 books, right?
Mm-hmm.
Get 8 to 10, with tax, titles, license, blood, guts, vital organs, DNA. Get you a crop of coloring books, sell them for $8 to $10. You've tripled or quadrupled your money.
Yep.
That's what we teach.
That's
so
awesome.
You can't say that you can't get into it because you're broke, because 1, our classes are free.
There you go.
And virtual, and you get access to the replay.
So I was going to say, so no excuses. Just saying. When I put the link into the show notes, no excuses, that you can't just at least, go visit and go say hi.
Go visit. Go say hi. Come say hi. Then that's the thing. I don't have time. Our classes are at 6:30 Central in the evening.
Mm-hmm.
And also, just like I said, with I'm broke, you get access to the replay. Watch, pause, do, repeat.
Perfect. We love a replay for that alone.
Yes. And you say, well, I have a family. So do Leslie and I.
Mm-hmm. Not only that, it's coloring. If you have a family, color with them.
Yeah. Leslie is a single boy mom. She's got two boys,
Mm-hmm.
teenager and a toddler. I'm married. I'm a homeschool parent. I'm a girl mom. I have three daughters. We also have women and men who come and will take the classes for their kids, their grandkids, so that even though the kid is the one choosing the pictures, choosing the fonts and all the things, dad, grandma, Gigi, whatever title they wear, is the adult who's going to get it on Amazon so they can brag on those babies.
Yes.
Because I'm sorry, it does not matter whether you are from the north, south, east, or west. When your baby creates something, everybody's going to know about it.
Absolutely. I remember when my kids were making duct tape wallets to, raise money to get hamsters. Or it was only supposed to be
You
one. It was only supposed
you
to be
were
one.
out there with them duct tape
Oh yeah. So
wallets trying to sell for
yes.
them
Well, actually, what's
babies.
funny is
Yes.
I volunteered for seniors fitness years ago, and seniors love the duct tape wallets. Like, they were the size that a credit card or debit card could go in, a couple of bills could go in, and some change. And those seniors, my kids were over the moon loving it because those seniors bought them up like crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you're excited
Yep.
for them because they're learning a lesson first and foremost. They're learning something that's replicable,
Mm.
because in our classes, we not only talk about, revenue and relieving stress, we talk about legacy. My two of my girls are authors. One of them is a coloring book author and
That's
graphic artist.
awesome.
Both of Leslie's boys have coloring books and all the things. So it's a legacy builder. So when you say, I don't think I can be involved because of my family dynamic, come sit with me a while, sweetheart. Let me tell you. Let me and Leslie bring you into our world.
Yeah.
One of our students, I had a check-in call with her last week. She's done a coloring book and a coloring book box, because we teach kids boxes, like book boxes.
Hmm.
We teach all of that. And she did one for her son, and now she's doing one for her granddaughter. And so the legacy
Hmm.
is building from coloring.
That is amazing. And not only
Then
that, but you're teaching them like how
you're
you can
teaching
have
them
fun.
a
And
skill.
yeah, you're teaching them how to have fun, the amount of community that this like creates, and you're teaching them a skill that they can take throughout. If coloring is not where they want to go when they're adults or whatever, obviously they can go do something else, but that same organization, the same, marketing yourself, that's
It's a
still skills that you
seed.
take. Yeah.
It's a seed. So then when they give the next excuse is that I have a job, coloring can help you with your job. And let me tell you how. I did a Facebook post where I shared how coloring books could be used in 10 different industries, and people ate it up.
Mm.
So, for example, I told a real estate agent friend of mine, I said, hey, instead of going to the store and buying a coloring book as a closing gift to your client's kids, create one.
Yep. And the realtor could be the
The
character in there giving
your
them their
logo
first
can go
home.
on
Yeah.
there, and the characters, and the home, and that you can have pictures of the houses and the home buying process and all. You can kidify a lot of things.
Yep.
And then, leave them pages to post, to take a picture of their house, or to draw a picture of their house, or to draw them in their room.
Mm-hmm.
There are things that you can do. I was telling my hairdresser, I said, you can have a coloring book for the little girls or the little boys who are coming for the first time, or the ones who are antsy, while you're doing their hair and you're trying to get them to be still. Coloring just might do it.
Yep. Because you can even ask them as you're trying to do their hair, hey, can you color your hair blue? Can you do
Right.
purple? Can you do this? Like, what
Right.
would you look like with
Exactly. And then you're because you can talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
You're sitting up there curling that little girl's hair and going like, "Ooh, she's got curly hair like you. What color you gonna make her hair, girl?"
Yep.
So there's so many avenues that you can go to, because think about it. When you go to a restaurant and they give kids that coloring page, it's full of their branding, their characters,
Yep.
their marketing. That's where the menu is. It's got games on there that they can play as a family, and even the crayons got the name of the restaurant on. As we say, copy the right cat.
Yep. And not only that, but you also I have seen many adults with those crayons, with those coloring pages that like, can I have a set?
Right. Or they'll get one for a kid that they know is too little, and then they keep it.
Yeah, exactly. I may or may not have been guilty of that.
I'm
And
raising
also you
both
by the hand
hands,
up, I see.
listeners. I'm raising both hands on
Both
that one,
hands.
because don't let it have a word search, a crossword puzzle, or tic-tac-toe. Oh, that's my
Oh, there you go. Yes. Yeah, we used to do
yes.
tic-tac-toes. Like we had a restaurant
Oh yeah.
that even the ad, like it was a bar restaurant, and they would just put that brown paper on the thing as the tablecloth and give the
Yep.
adults
And this is it.
Yep.
And then you go absolutely wild until that paper is covered. You hear me?
Exactly.
And
You put your
yeah,
name, your
because
date, your
you can
Yep.
make a small tic-tac-toe. You can make tic-tac-toe as small as you want it to be, to take up as much room as possible.
Yep.
You can. So we talked about money, we talked about time, we talked about family demands, job demands, skill set. I don't have the skill set for it. We actually walk you through step by step. Click here, choose this, move this over here. You can't put that there. Here's how to make this colorable. No, you don't have to use this font. Oh, you want to use that picture? Let me show you how to take the color out of it.
That's awesome.
Then when it comes to the social media and the selling, we give them scripts, we give them prompts.
Yep.
We have work mornings, work afternoons, and work nights. Come get your questions answered. We teach them, give them something motivational. We show them, something every single day.
That is awesome.
So when you say that you don't have the skill set for it, or it's just something that you do on the side, sweetheart, let me introduce you to these folks that's over here paying bills.
You're like, there's always somebody, like whatever the excuse, quote unquote, is. Yeah, we've got somebody to.
Yeah, to right there. Then they say, well, I tech and all that. I don't know how to do all that. We take you step by step by step by step, all the way through, and we don't let you go.
That's perfect.
So it's February. We still have people that have stayed in the Facebook community since we started in July. We have people who are still there.
That's amazing. Because that's the thing. It's the community part. Again, your CEO.
Right. It's the community part. Yeah. And then my personal favorite people, you know what? I'm good. I don't need that. Okay.
Yep.
That's what you think. But as I tell people all the time, if there's one thing that the pandemic taught us all, is to dust everything off.
Yeah.
That you know how to do. You never know what's going to happen to who, when, where, why, how, or how much. You don't know.
Yep.
So the reason why we also teach so heavily the business aspects of it is because we know and we have lived what it does. We get into online vending events. We get out into the community and do vending events. We tell them, host a coloring party. People will come.
Mm-hmm. Even if it's just a page you guys do together, even if they
Right.
rip it,
Even if
yeah,
it's just you paid you to do that. So we encourage them to do Zoom nights. Man, put some pages in that chat. Let people download and print
yep,
the page that they want to color. And you can just go, y'all can just sit there and they got their drink, you got your drink, y'all are coloring and just shooting the breeze and all the things. And then the people, if you have affirmations or or positive sayings or things like that, you've got a whole lesson going on.
yeah.
You know, it says, I am amazing. Well, tell me, why do you feel like you're amazing? What's an amazing thing about you? And you're covering and they're sharing, and then everybody's
Yep.
crying and all the breakthroughs and all the things, and then it's the kumbaya, and you're all best friends. And no, and that is why we're taking our coloring book show on the road. That's why we're doing a 6 cities. I feel like it's 6 cities. This is 5 or 6. But we
So
are
far,
going,
it's 6.
yeah, so we're going from Memphis, which is me,
There you go. Nice.
to Atlanta, to Greensboro, North Carolina, where Leslie is. Then we are going to Fort Wayne, Indiana. Then we are going to Columbia, South Carolina. Memphis, Atlanta, Greensboro, Portland. Yes, so 5.
Okay, there we go. We've
Yeah,
officially, it's 5.
it's 5. It's 5. But
Next year
it's
might be 6.
because we want people to know, see, and understand that there's power in what most people consider to be trivial.
Yep. And it is. And especially when you're combining, like you said, the community aspect, the clearing out the mind as you're coloring, as you're whatever, and somebody says something, you're like, oh yeah, I remember when this happened. And you're still coloring and you're doing your thing. So the hand, the mind and hand motions, it's like, oh, and then you're allowing yourself to clear out some of the memories, some of the things that, you thought you couldn't do and now you are doing, or you're, taking childhood stuff going, I used to love doing this. Why did I stop?
Stop, right?
Yeah.
Because you get mad at yourself.
Yep.
So that's why I say that what I shared are really the 6 steps to decluttering anything.
Yep.
Conquering your fear, opening yourself up to learning new and different things, organize yourself, your thoughts, and your plans, kill the naysayer noise and negative self-talk, imagine your next, and eliminate the excuses.
That
Cookies.
is awesome. I love now, after doing this podcast with you, understanding the idea and the whole theme behind the cookie and why you're so passionate about it. So
Cookies.
this is fantastic. So for the listeners, because what
Yes.
I'd like to do at the end of each episode is do a 4-pillar finish. And it is your take based on what you've talked about today, your expertise, what you've seen. What is one item from the mind, body, soul, and home that they can take home today to get closer to who they are, what they want to do, or if they're looking to do their own coloring? What is one thing in their mind they have to change, their body, their soul, and their home?
Mind that it's for kids. It's
Mm,
not. The adult coloring book market is already $1 billion business
And growing. I know
and
it's growing
growing.
for sure.
The body, you deserve a break from reality and being
Mm,
able to sit still. And nothing will cause you to sit more still than coloring.
mm-hmm.
Because if somebody bumps that crayon hand, all Hades will break loose because you're
Uh,
trying to stay with inside the lines. You're trying to stay inside the lines, and they bump
y-
you, and that one little crayon streak is just going to grind your gears. So yes,
yep.
sit still.
Yep. Sit in that uncomfortableness if
Yeah,
sitting still is uncomfortable
yeah,
for you.
exactly. You're home. Give coloring a space.
Yep.
Have a space for it. Where is it in your home where you can sit for a minute or even sit as a family?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has theirs. Everybody has their surprise. Everybody talks about what they're doing with zero judgment.
Yep.
No laughing, no taunting, no picking, no bullying, no giggling. Tickling may be allowed if they're a little bit
Well, it
discouraged.
depends. Depends on, how, yeah.
Yeah, it depends. And then the spirit, it's going to unleash your inner little kid, the
Mhm.
one that you stopped listening to because you had to become a grown up. I'm like my dad. My dad has been a children's minister all my life. And one of the things that he has always said is, I don't like grown people, and neither do
Mhm.
I.
Yep.
Because it's what you bring back into your life from your childhood that truly transforms your life and your business.
Yep. I've seen so many adults that they don't tell people about their hobbies or their, anything that they do because they think, oh, well, it's childish because I, do XYZ or, I have this, dollhouse thing that I create and stuff like that. And they're like, oh, some people might
I
judge me
build
because that's for
Legos.
children. Yeah, exactly. Lego. My son still builds Lego. I literally just picked up a Lego not too like a couple of weeks ago for him, and the look on his face, and he's almost 18. And I'm like, never lose this enjoyment in life because the life and society already takes those away as it is on the day-to-day
Yes,
basis.
yes.
So if you can
And
add things like coloring and have
you
those
can,
kid hobbies,
you can.
yeah,
And the thing of it is, it's also, it's inexpensive.
yep,
You can walk into a dollar store
yep.
and get a box of crayons and a coloring book and just go completely to Jupiter. And you've only spent $2
Yep.
plus tax.
Plus tax, yeah. And if you're in Canada, that tax is a little higher, but that's okay. No.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I live in a state with an almost 10% sales tax. So,
We're 13.
oh bless you. No wonder
I said,
y'all
I'm like,
come
up
in
here
for
in
us
Canada,
to
yeah, we're a little
shop.
higher than, yeah.
So, but it's and it is something also, like I said, that can be shared.
Yes. What, no
One,
matter the age or
yeah, no
generation.
matter the age. One final story. When I was in high school, my senior class, we would all pitch in, and they don't even make these anymore. But the coloring books that were the size of phone books,
Yes, I remember those.
they were huge. We would pull our money together to get one of those and a 96 box of crayons with the sharpener. Kids
The
don't know
sharpener
nothing about
right
that.
in the back.
Right,
Oh,
they don't know nothing about the box with the crayon sharpener. But what we would do is, on Monday, at school, we would pass that coloring book around at homeroom. If you signed your name on a page, that was your page to
Mhm.
color. Nobody could color your pages. And so it was literally first come, first served, starting with the person who brought it that week.
Yep.
So we would pass it, and we pass it around to everybody in our homeroom. Like if you weren't in our homeroom, you didn't
You didn't get
matter.
it. You were left out. Yes.
No, you didn't matter. This was just for us. And then when we would have those free periods, those down times, anytime we were early finishers or whatever, we would get the coloring book from the person of the week, and we would disappear.
Oh, I wish that would come back for the kids nowadays,
Yeah,
because
we
now
would
their
just
downtime is on their phones.
yeah, we would disappear
Yep.
until, until the next time. And then, it went to, the next person, throughout the day and everything. And it lasted until we graduated.
Oh, what a cool thing to have done.
It lasted until we graduated. And I cannot remember who has it. I need to find out. But it's something that you can do together, and not necessarily as adult and child.
Mhm.
It can be you and your boo.
Yep.
It can be you and the bestie. It can. And then, y'all both sign and date, and time, and and all the things. And then it's something special.
Yep. And it's a memory, because look at you. How many years later you're still talking about it? And I'm sure
Yeah,
that others who are involved in that still talk about that. They're like, "Oh,
that was
man, I remember when we used to do
1990.
this." Yeah,
That was 1997. We
that's awesome.
graduated in
So, any
1998.
listeners that might be a graduation class of that, if you have been one of those people that colored with her,
Right, because and then that's the thing. Because I mean, some people still do, time capsules and stuff like
yep,
that. Man, a coloring book done by the senior class.
that would be awesome. So, anyone listening, if you are involved in a high school or anything like that that has
Time capsule
decision making at
project.
doing a coloring book for the graduation, because that's actually a really cool, like, present for the graduating class too, is to have their own coloring book of each student that might have been graduating that year or whatever. That is
Right,
really cool.
right.
That is really
So
cool.
imagine finding something like that when you
That's
dig up
awesome.
you
Yep.
dig up the thing. And so, there are so many possibilities. And one thing we say is that a coloring book never has to make sense.
Nope.
One that I did for the holidays is literally called Cookies, Cocoa, and Christmas. So there are pages of cookies, hot chocolate, and Christmas trees, and snowball fights, and Christmas caroling. And
Well, I was
so
gonna say those work though, because
it
you gotta
is
have the,
right. But it can be whatever,
yep, whatever you want.
whatever you want,
This is
whatever you want.
yep.
We had a lady in our last coloring book class. She loves dogs, so she made a coloring book of different breeds of dogs. You think that's not gonna sell?
Oh, I was gonna say that
You
for
know
sure.
how many dog people?
Because yeah, I was gonna say, maybe dogs and cats and whatever. Yeah, if you just did one of a certain animal, yeah, for sure it
Hey,
would
you know
sell,
how
no
many
doubt.
dog people, cat
Yeah.
people, bird people,
Yep.
dog, cat, and bird people?
Heck, you can mix the three of them together in one book.
You can mix the three of them together. And and then I actually designed one for a little boy who loves basketball. So I had basketballs and goals and basketball courts and players dunking and
That's
so
awesome.
it can be whatever you
Yep.
want it to be.
Yep. Your
Because
imagination
sometimes
is the limits with it.
the cluttering in those pillars is because of what you don't think is possible.
Yep. Awesome.
And that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to show people what's possible and have fun.
Keyword, and have fun, because as adults, we forget to have that.
Yep.
Thank you
Yes.
so much, Tammie, for
You
this.
are
This has
most
been
welcome.
amazing. And if anyone has been inspired to create their own coloring book, please send me a message at heather@declutterforchange.com, because I would love to pass that on to Tammie to show her what her energy, let alone what she is, how amazing this can be for somebody to just clear out their mind, body, soul. And then, like you said, in the home, creating that space for the whole entire family to do it together. And it becomes a generational thing. So thank you so much, Tammie, for this. I cannot wait to hear the feedback that this podcast is giving my audience, let alone your audience as well. Thank you. Take care.